to What's Right with the World with your host, Glenn Ambrose.
Hey everybody, welcome to What's Right with the World. Duh. What's world?
Oh, Jesus.
Welcome everybody. So
that is the second week in a row your phone has gone off.
I know. What's up? I have to mute it. There, it's muted.
Oh, man.
So welcome to the show, everybody. So what's right with the world is the mute button on phones. And we're going to talk about other stuff too. Ben, why don't you take us into the real stories?
Okay, well, our first story this week is about a young man who invented water you can eat to help dementia patients like his grandmother stay hydrated. So basically, he noticed that his grandmother was dealing with this dehydration because she forgets to drink water. And he talked to a bunch of dementia experts and came up with this water. It's liquid water inside of what looks like candy. So it looks like hard candy, which is popular among the elderly, and which was a suggestion by the experts that he spoke to. And so he created water you can eat, and it's making a big deal with Alzheimer's and dementia patients.
Yeah, and I read that, and it's he really did a fair amount of research, which is cool because that's how stuff gets done. He had an idea. It's like, well, not even an idea. I think just really a problem, And then he's like, oh, I want to try to fix this. So he went and talked to doctors. He went and talked to scientists. He went and talked to a bunch of different people to figure out how to do this. Like he didn't know how to do it. Which that's such a big part. It's just gathering information, like we can do stuff, like a lot of times you just sit there and go like, well, I don't know how to do that, but
yeah.
Neither did this kid, he just went and found out, which is phenomenal,
Yeah, definitely.
So, and I'm sure it's very helpful. That's a big issue. And, my close friends of mine here in Florida, their dad has that, and dehydration is a big issue. They're always mentioning that when they go visit. So yeah, kudos to that kid. Way to go.
Our second story is about a 7-year-old boy who was deemed a superhero after he alerted adults of a fire in Hasbro Children's Hospital last week. Hasbro is the children's hospital in Rhode Island that we've talked about before on the show that does the good night lights, and they do a lot of great work for these kids. And there was a fire that could have been really horrific last week, and was to a certain extent, but it was alerted by a 7-year-old boy who was the first person that saw it, and they kind of did a big little ceremony for him. Nice.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, speaking up, we all do our part. Doesn't matter how old you are. And that's, I do like that hospital. I mean, honestly, a lot of the kids' hospitals around are pretty amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
But because I've had experience with the one down in Florida when my son was very little, and then he had his tonsils out at Hasbro. And it was a very good experience because the people there are really kid oriented and make things as easy as possible. So I think they got a great thing going over there. And the fact that, they recognize this kid for doing something to help other people and to prevent something that could have gotten out of hand very quickly is wonderful.
Absolutely. Our third story is about Florida, actually. This comes out of the county that includes Panama City. The opioid death rate has plunged 41% in that county, which is considered one of the centers of the national opioid epidemic.
Yeah, and I think when I read that article, it was over a very short period of time too. It was like 3 to 5 years or something. So it's, I mean, and they made a concerted effort. They They're like, hey, we have a problem. What are the things we can do? And one thing that I think is important in this story is like they took at least like 5 different actions, kind of went after this problem on many different levels, and which I think is so important, because a lot of times in our society, we get too caught up arguing what the right solution is. It's like, well, why don't we just put a little effort into all of them? Like it's a problem. Let's focus on solving it instead of, well, no, we can't do that because of this, and we can't do that because of this. And then you get stuck in that argument. They didn't do that. They're like, can this help? Yeah. Okay, we'll try that. Can this help? Yeah. Okay, we'll try that. And then, they hit it on a lot of different fronts. And because they did, look at how quickly they had a major turnaround of 41%.
Absolutely.
So
so what's right with your world this week? What's right in your world this week?
The temperature.
Don't make me say bad things on this show.
Okay, everybody. So Ben, as well as a lot of my friends in the Northeast, are going through a cold period, we'll say. It's very cold there. And since I just moved to Florida, I'm really enjoying that I am not cold. This is like my first winter that I am not up there freezing. And I enjoy it. I love it. And Ben makes it so easy for me to enjoy it because he just sets me up to laugh.
I don't want to talk about this. It's extremely cold here. This isn't, oh man, it's not funny. Is there anything else besides the gloating about how warm you are?
Yeah, I'm going to give a little shout out to this book I've been reading. What's the name of it? Think and Grow Rich. Like, a lot of people have heard of this book, the famous book, Think and Grow Rich. This is Thank and Grow Rich. So it's all about gratitude and being thankful. And it's just this little book. It's kind of written in a comical way, but it's all about being thankful and grateful in your life and different ways to do that. And I like it. It's it's just a fun little book, and it makes me feel grateful. So I'm thankful for that today.
Nice.
How about you, Ben?
Instead of something personal, I'm actually going to go with there's too many of these to use as the what's right with the world topics, because they would get redundant, but that's a good thing. Which is the amount of person to person good that is happening around America right now. Like with I just saw that like PayPal is offering free cash advances to government workers who are furloughed. And there's all sorts of stories about restaurants that are giving free food, and just a lot of so many uplifting stories coming out of a negative situation. That those are really nice to look at.
Yeah, and now that you mention it, I've noticed a big shift in that, because in previous government shutdowns, generally it was all about how it was affecting the public. This is inconvenient for me. This is inconvenient for me. And now in this one, I've seen a lot more, like you said. It's not, I mean, there's some of that, but what I've seen more of is people stepping up and trying to help out these government workers that aren't collecting paychecks. I've seen that more than people complaining that the government shutdown is affecting them personally.
Yeah.
I have to wait longer for my taxes. This is a pain in the butt. Like, I don't hear stories that much compared to what I'm hearing the other way. So
right.
That's good.
All right. Well, that's it.
That's it. That's going to do it.
Yeah, so that's it for this episode. If you want a video, of this and more exclusive content, you can check out patreon.com/GlennAmbrose. GlennAmbrose.com has your links to everything, this podcast, video versions of old podcasts, Glenn's vlog, Glenn's blog, life lessons and laughter. Or if you want to reach out for life coaching, it's all there, GlennAmbrose.com.
Ditto. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll talk with you soon.
Glenn is available for life coaching sessions. To book an appointment or for more information, go to glennambrose.com, follow him on Facebook and Twitter, or click the link in the description of this episode.